Welcome to the sorting part 3. Hopefully by now you have a clear idea of how to navigate the spreadsheet, what sections are adjustable, and how to monitor your results. Hopefully you also had a chance to check out the additional details in the 1B video. If not, feel free to go back and check that out when you're ready. But let's dive into part 3. So this Google Sheet comes preloaded with links to colorful welcome letters, house crests, and house badges for each house that you are welcome to use with your students. They are free of connections to my school or mascot and are bare bones designs that should fit perfectly well in any environment. The links are public view links that should be accessible by anyone, but they are housed on my Google Drive. So, to ensure you have ultimate control over your sorting and control over all the files that you're going to use, we need to do 3 things. We need to get those files copied over to your Google Drive. We need to update the sharing preferences so anyone can view them. And then we need to update the links listed on this spreadsheet accordingly. So the first 2 steps can be particularly taxing and time-consuming. So I wrote a little app script code that will do it for you. If you want to preview the items first, you can do that via the link in step 2 here. So this is the list of files and folders that you're going to get. You're welcome to look at these, review them. They're view only right now. If you want to manually copy them, you can. But let's see if we can do it a little faster and a little easier. So when you're ready to copy everything over, go to the House Sorting menu and then click on Copy Image Files to my Google Drive. The app script code will copy all the items from the source folder into a new folder on your Google Drive and update the sharing for all the items to be publicly viewable. Every one of these items will now be owned by you, and the process should take no more than 3 to 5 minutes to complete. Now, while this is loading, there's a little shameless plug. I do have Canva templates available to purchase on my TPT store so that you would be able to access all these files, all these images, and edit them to your heart's content. So if you're interested, feel free to check that out. It also has information that you can share with your students about the program, about the project, how it works, how they earn points. It's got all the welcome letters that they'll get in the email and all the house crests, as well as a button sheet that you can print out to make out buttons for them for each house badge. Okay, it looks like our copy is complete. All files have been successfully copied into a new folder in your Google Drive. So let's go ahead and access that folder by clicking the link here. So now, in contrast to the one I showed before, where these are all owned by me, these ones should now all be owned by you. So there should be 4 subfolders: house welcome letters, images, house crests as image files, house badges as image files, and then one that you can use on your Google form when we get to that in the next video. But there's also these 4 Google Doc templates. Let's go and open up the one for Impact House. We'll double click. Now everything in this Google Doc will be sent in the body of the email the students receive, including this image. Now if you want to change any of this or adjust any wording, go for it. This is your Google Doc file now. Add or delete as necessary. Just don't add anything in the heading or the footer, as those won't translate over into the email. Before you do any serious editing though, let's update the links in our spreadsheet to point to your copy of these files. So we'll switch back to our template, click the X. So the place that we're going to copy and paste links into is at the bottom of the direction sheet. So we're right here, we're currently watching the video. Let's scroll down, past all the steps, and here is where the links are going to start. So in these yellow boxes, we're going to copy and paste our new links. And I've labeled them, so it should be pretty easy to follow along. So go into your Google Drive folder and start with each one. Let's start with the welcome letters. We're going to right-click, share, copy link. And by the way, these are already publicly available. Anyone on the internet can view it. So we copied the Impact House link. We're going to go back to the spreadsheet. Let's go ahead and delete the previous one Let's delete all these right here. So for impact, we're going to right click and we're going to paste. And we don't want to replace the name of it. We want it to look like a link. And you should see this structure. You should see the HTTPS at the beginning, and you should see the drive link at the end. Let's open it just to make sure. And this is the edited version that is owned by you. Okay, that's good to go. Close that. And then we need to do the same thing for all the other files. So all the Google Docs are going to be right here. All the welcome letter image files, these are going to be PNG files. So double click the welcome letters. Below the welcome letters, you need the house crest images, which if we go back, house crests, take a look at those. Okay, these are the colorful house crests with all the descriptions on them. And the house badges, which are right here. These are the button size images. And there's actually two versions of the Spark badge because some people really liked this one. Some people really liked this one. You get to choose. You get them both. So update all those links and make sure they look just like these when you're done. And now for the house crests. And now for the house badges. All right, now when you've got all the links switched over to yours, go ahead, just make sure that they actually go to the correct thing. Colors match up. So I tried to color code it to make it easier for you. All right, very good. So those all match up. Now, if you have custom images you want to use, save them to your Google Drive as PNG files, make them publicly viewable, and then copy and paste the links into the appropriate spots like we just did. But here's a little tip that will save you some time. If you make sure they have the exact same name as the files that you just linked, you don't have to change these links at all. So for example, I've got these badges here. Now I've got custom versions of these I'd rather use. So let's just check something out. So on my computer, I've got these custom versions of the badges, and they have the exact same name. So if I take this one and I move it in, it's going to ask me, it says, well, that already exists. Do you want to replace it? If you say yes, check this out. Upload complete. Let's go back and look at the impact badge. It's the one I just updated. So earlier it was a blank one. Let's open it up and see. This one actually has my SV on it for my school. So it updated. Now, even if the preview, you can't see it in a little bit, that will be fixed. And that works for every one of these image files. So any custom images that you want to use, okay, so that one's the exception. That one was not the same, was it? So I'd have to change the link here or change the name. So let's change the name here. And it is Beak. Move it over, and there you go. And what else? And Serenade. And now all these files will be updated. As to the welcome letters, again, these are Google Docs. They are yours. Update this as you see fit. All right, so once you've completed all that, let's go back up to our directions and see what else we have to do. We copied images. We opened each file. All right. We are ready to rock with the next step. So once again, on my Teachers Pay Teachers page, you should be able to find links to a variety of things related to this project. The complete packet is going to give you all the custom images and the welcome letters and the files that you can share with your students as you prepare to present this project to them. There's also a house banners file that's also customizable. Those are Canva templates, as well as PDFs that are editable, all colorful and ready to get your kids and you excited for the start of the year. So that should wrap up part 3. I'll see you next in part 4.